Hello everyone, I am Mr. Sushant S. Patil, Assistant Professor from Department of Mechanical Engineering, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. Today we are going to learn about types of method in class. So in Python class there are different types of methods. So in learning outcomes, the student will be able to understand the different methods used in Python class, types of method. So there are three types of method. First one is instance method, another is class method, and third one is static method. So we are going to learn in these three methods in detail. First is instance method. Inside method implementation, if we are using instance variables, then such type of methods are called instance methods. Inside instance method declaration, we have to pass self variable. For example, def for defining m1 in bracket we are writing self. By using self variable inside method, we can able to access the instance variables. Within the class, we can call instance method by using self variable, and from outside of the class we can call by using object reference. This basic example of instance method. So this is a particular example we are going to learn today around a instance method. There is a class of a student and we are defining a constructor. Within that we are defining self, name and marks. Then we have to define the display, okay, as a self argument, and we are defining some print statements or arguments. After that we are defining a grade of particular class within a function. So where we are going to check out the marks, whether greater than 60 then first grade, less than greater than 50 or less than 60 that time second grade, or 35, so that time we will consider as a third grade. So we are using if else statement or a loop inside the function, and then we are writing a print function whether that student is failed or pass. Then we are giving the input to the function. So here if you observe, enter the number of students, we can write in any number of students how much results we are required, and for I in range n we have to define the for loop. In that we are giving a name, marks, and we are defining the object s is equal to student name marks, and we are displaying the s dot display and s dot grade. So this is a basic class instance method. By using constructor and this instance method we are defining multiple functions, and there is only one class as a student and there is a one object as a s. So s, that is student name and marks, we have to display. So let's run this particular program. Here one, enter name is Ajay, enter the marks is 78. So you got a first grade. So hope you understand this instance method. Let's move ahead with our presentation part. So next part is setter method. Setter methods are the part of an instance method where we can set the values to the instance variable, and setter method are also known as mutator methods. Syntax: we have to define the set variable in brackets self comma variable, self dot variable is equal to variable. And similarly there is a getter method. So in getter methods can be used to get values of an instance variable, and getter methods are also known as accessor methods. For syntax is define get variable self and return self dot variable. So let us look at this setter and getter method by using a program. So here if you observe, there is a class, again same student class. Instead of in instance method we have done some changes here. We have to set name. So set name, get name. So set name for setting the name and return the self name, that means displaying that name. Then set marks are there, get marks are there. So in instance method we are defining a self. Okay, but in setter and getter method we are defining a set name, get name. So setter and getter methods are very easy to define any number of iterations or any number of functions. So then we are again giving for loop for I in range n, and then we are assigning a particular object. So whenever we are getting the same method here, if you observe that in object for loop also we are setting a set name as a name, for s dot s set marks as a marks, because that will be printed below. So by using the set and get method we can define again a functions, and it is very easy method for reducing our work or repeatability. So let's run this particular program. First we have to give the number of students. So number of students is 1, then name is Ajay, then its marks are suppose 65. So you will get the answer. Wait a minute. So you will get the answer as your marks are 65. So here if you look at, enter the number of students are 1, enter the name is Ajay, enter the marks are 65. Hi Ajay, your marks are 65. So this percentage of marks we can be calculate by using a setter and getter method. So hope you understand this setter and getter method. Now let's move ahead for our next method, that is a class method. So inside a method, the implementation, if we are using only class variables, that is static variables, then such type of methods we should declare as a class method. We can declare class method explicitly by using @class method decorator. For class method we should provide a CLS variable at the time of declaration. We can call class method by using a class name or object reference variable. Let's look into this class method in a program. In a class method, if you observe that we started with class test where count is equal to 0, and we have to define double underscore in itself. So again we have to use constructor, and test.count is equal to test.count plus 1. At the class method we have to choose number of object as a CLS, because CLS is another variable, and we have to print the number of objects created for a test class, that is CLS.count. So here if you look at T1 and T2, these are the two tests where test the number of object. If we run it, we will get below the answer that number of objects for test class is 2. Okay, so similarly I am writing down again 3 tests, T3 as test, T4, T5. So test the number of objects. Next test we can also carry it out, and we get a total number of tests created, so that is 5. So similarly we can use this class method for using a different variable as a CLS, and we can count the things in a class method. So hope you understand very well regarding class method. Now let's move ahead with presentation. Next and last method is static method. In general, these methods are general utility methods. Inside these methods we won't use any instance or class variable. Here we won't provide self or CLS arguments at the time of declaration. We can declare static method explicitly by using @static method decorator, and we can access these static methods by using a class name or object reference. So next, understand by using a example. So in class method, if you observe, we are defining a class for math, and in static method we are using add functions, product functions, average function. So these are the specific functions we are utilizing in static methods, and by using these functions we can add the number of product, and we can add the product of two numbers and average of two numbers. So we get some result like this, the sum and product and average. So hope you understand very well about static method. Hope you understand very well. These are some of the references. Thank you.